great. Hello, my name is Walt Lewis, and I'm the proud principal of Centerville Middle School, which we're very happy about. So I'd like to welcome you to our historic occasion as we transition our school once again in its 142-year history. Yes, I'm not making a mistake there. That is a 142-year history. But you know, the thing that has remained constant in our 142 years is that Mustang commitment to excellence. And so right now I would like to celebrate that commitment with two of our fine students. We're going to start with Alvin to come up here and do the pledge. Alvin, come on up here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alvin. Don't go too far away. You're going to help us with the ribbon cutting. Okay. So work all the time for the ASB Vice President. There you go. So thanks, Alvin. That was great. We also have a musical performance. On the marimba is Jeremy Chen. Jeremy, where are you at? Thank you so much. Jeremy, don't go too far either. You will be very thank you. Jeremy, you're helping us with those big scissors too, okay? I'm going to admit something to you, Jeremy. When Miss Mitchell said, hey, Jeremy's going to come play the marimba, I had to look that up. I had no idea what a marimba was. But now you've made me a huge fan, so I am coming to all these marimba concerts for sure. So walking around our spacious campus and seeing the plant areas, the new basketball hoops, the renovated rooms, the new buildings, and quite honestly, this awesome courtyard, I'm reminded that 5 years ago, I was sitting in a planning meeting, and believe it or not, it was actually 2 weeks before I started the job here at Centerville. I had not even started and was in a planning meeting. Yep, that was 2018, and it's been 5 years of meeting with staff and students, families, and community members for input on everything from the colors of the buildings to the placements of projectors and bulletin boards, and even to the existence of this courtyard. Because quite frankly, believe it or not, this courtyard actually came from an input session in one of our staff and community meetings. And a lot of the people that are here right now are responsible for that. So many of the people in those beginning meetings and many of the people that have had input and provided support are no longer working at Centerville, nor are they any longer students or families here. But the one thing I know about every single one of those meetings, there was a desire to create a middle school of which we can all be proud. Each of them worked towards what is best for students, and this has been the focus during the entire process. There's so many people to thank for this endeavor, many people right here, right now. From our construction project partners, this is a team that's dedicated to building quality facilities safely and efficiently. And I have to admit, this is especially true this past summer as our teams put in countless hours and monumental efforts over the summer to prepare for opening day. Yes, that is recognized, that is appreciated, and it certainly was recognized that first day. To our district office personnel, every single department in the district office has had a hand in this. Our superintendents and assistant superintendents have been a constant source of help and guidance. And I will speak for the staff to say we are very grateful. And let us not forget our board, a team of people who have had to wrestle with very important decisions continuously. We're grateful for their guidance and support. My administrator colleagues have been amazing in their patience, grace, good humor, and help. Although I have a tremendous amount of gratitude for all the folks mentioned, there's a group of people that have not been mentioned that really need our unending thanks. Of course, I'm talking about the faculty, staff, students, families, and community members that make up the Centerville school community. Our classified and certificated staff has spent countless hours, late afternoons and evenings, in designing and planning meetings, working with community members for input, working with facilities personnel and architects, represented here tonight, and sharing ideas, concerns, and comments to make sure the school voice is heard. Today we're celebrating, but let us not deny that the past 3 years as construction has been happening has been hard. Our school footprints and fields and spaces were not only modified, but were often off-limited or reduced significantly. Sometimes we clashed with facilities and construction teams. Sometimes we clashed with each other. And sometimes we wrestled with issues and concerns nobody taught us about in our credentialing program, I can tell you that. But I can say each teacher and staff member has at a very minimum been inconvenienced, but for some teachers and staff, this process sometimes was near impossible. But it's a testament to our resiliency as Mustangs that everyone has risen above the issues and continued to provide a world-class education for every single Mustang student. I honestly can't imagine any other staff that's been as committed to our kids. I'm so very humbled by the dedication, compassion, and commitment of our Mustang staff members every step of the way. This is an amazing team, an amazing staff, an amazing faculty. Although everyone has been amazing and going above and beyond, a few people have done some Herculean efforts. And first and foremost, I have to mention our school secretary, Kelly Martin. None of this would be here without Kelly. She is heavily involved in the construction process, as I am, and has been my construction partner at every single Wednesday meeting. One thing she'll be happy to give up eventually, I know. Our assistant principal, Meryl Grimmer, has been instrumental in our conversion process and in helping welcome our newest grade level, and our entire office staff has moved and set up the office 2 different times. Let's not forget our custodian, Hector, who has had to keep one step ahead of increasing square footage. Now is the time we look to the future. This year's school theme is School of Dreams. We have an amazing facility and have converted to a middle school. Now's the time to look forward, our future, and build a dream school for every single Mustang that passes through our doors. We will continue to grow and thrive as a staff because that is who we are as a school community. Now, before turning over our microphone to our superintendent, I'd like to express my thanks to him for this help and support as we converted. It can't be easy to weather distance learning, conversion of 3 middle schools, and doing his regular job as well. So my thanks to CJ Kamek for all you do, not only for Fremont USD, but for our Mustangs. Thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to CJ.
Thank you very much, Principal Lewis, and I think we'll share some similar remarks in regards to the focus being on our students, because our students are who we are here to serve, and the facility that is constructed before us today is done with that in mind, that we are all here to serve our students. And I appreciate all of you being here from the community to help us open or reopen Centerville for our students. As Walt mentioned, my name is CJ Kamek. I'm the proud superintendent of Fremont Unified School District. And I want to introduce some of our guests that are with us this evening. Starting with our Board of Trustees, we're joined this evening by Trustee Larry Sweeney, Trustee Sharon Coco, and our Board President, Trustee Vivek Prasad. And we're going to stick with the theme of being a trustee as we welcome and recognize former trustee and current mayor, Mayor May. Thank you for joining us. As well as a former trustee and current council member, Desiree Campbell. Thank you for being here. As Principal Lewis mentioned his gratitude for the staff, I also want to extend my thanks. Having been a middle school administrator myself, I can attest to what an interesting place middle school can be on any given day. Adding construction, renovation, moving, and all of the things that come along with that only make it a bit more magical. Thank you to our staff for surviving the magic and for being there for our students every step of the way. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our construction partners. And it looks like many of you are already standing, but if you're not, as I call your name, could you please stand for applause? LPA Design Studios, our architect. Rodan Builders, our general contractor. The Labor Compliance Managers, our compliance manager. And RGM Kramer Incorporated, our program manager for the bond. I'd also like to thank 2 groups that are here today who, without their work and input and dedication, these projects can't be finished and they can't come to creation. We have our Measure E Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, our representatives here this evening. Please stand to be recognized. As well as members of our Facilities Advisory Committee. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you very much to both of those groups for your service, and I know I saw and want to recognize our partners from AC Transit and Fremont Bank who are here this evening as well. As Principal Lewis mentioned, since 1881, this property has served as a place of learning. And I really just can't imagine what education looked like in 1881. I can't imagine what it was like with the original Centerville School, then the Centerville School District, but I can imagine what it was like for Centerville Junior High. And I have the utmost confidence in the staff, students, community, and leadership of Fremont Unified that the future for Centerville Middle School is exceptionally bright. And as Principal Lewis mentioned, this really began back in 2012 with the development of a long-range facilities plan, which included the transition to the middle school model approved by the school board in 2014. The implementation of that plan was made possible by our voters in Fremont, who in 2014 supported a $650 million bond to upgrade and repair the schools in Fremont Unified. The upgrades and repairs made to Fremont Unified schools since the board was approved, including each of our middle schools, are a testament and a credit to our community support for our students, but most importantly, our students in our schools. I again extend my gratitude and thanks to the community, to the contractors, to the students, and to the staff for getting us across this finish line today. And now, as of this school year, our district has successfully realigned our facilities, enrollment, and staffing across all campuses to complete the middle school conversion, with Centerville and all middle schools welcoming 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to their updated campus. And so as Principal Lewis mentioned, marking 142 years after Centerville welcomed its first students, this updated campus, this new facility, will provide not only our students but our community a place to gather and learn for many, many years to come. Thank you for being here, and it is my pleasure to turn the microphone over to our board president, Trustee Vivek Prasad.
Thank you, Superintendent Kamek. So, to the Centerville staff, I would say first, congratulations for making it to the finish line. I know it's always hard, and it takes a lot of willpower to sustain the hardship that comes along with the construction effort, and then now we can all reap the benefits of that. So, thank you, Principal Lewis and the staff here. Now, going back to 2012-13, I was part of the Mission PFA as a president, and when the bond program was being launched, it was very exciting to me because I'll relay a story. I came to Fremont looking with the school district in mind. It was one of the highest performing school districts, it still is. But I had to wait 7 years before my son got into school. We were going to a private school for a long time until a seat opened up. That was the demand. But during that time, one of my friend's daughters, who was attending high school, her grandparents were visiting from India, and she wanted to show them a school that was spick and span. So what she did, she took them to Pleasanton. So when the time came for me to participate in campaigning for the funding to improve our school and make it be a place where all the kids are proud of, I was all in. And I know we have people here that have much more history than I do. So I'm really privileged to be here today to be part of this opening ceremony. But I want to invite my co-trustees who have had much more time trying to plan this and make it happen.
Thank you. I'll keep my remarks brief, just 18-20 minutes. I want to thank everybody who's here. You can just look around you and you see
how different we all are, yet we all came for the same purpose. All these specialties, all these complexities, all these challenges, they were all worked through, and they worked through together. Everybody worked with a goal in mind, and we had challenge after challenge after challenge, from inception to completion, and this is the result. So I hope all of you who've been so dedicated to these projects and have worked so hard for these projects can look back as a point of pride that you were part of something that was very difficult to deliver, especially at these price points, and make it perfect for the kids. Because this facility has to last at least 50 years before it's going to get another renovation. We have schools that haven't received a renovation in 50 years, and I know that this is going to be a point of pride. And a few years ago, I know we were talking about all the people who are justly recognized tonight, but I also want to go back a little bit in time to when the bond first came to a thought process, and then to a community meeting process, where we decided on what were the needs of the community. At that time, there was over $1 billion in needs. In fact, there was $2 billion in needs. And the bond addressed 1/3 of that. And now that this is completed, we probably still have another $2 billion in needs to get all of our schools like this. And I hope that all of you will see that this school and all the middle schools are things that we can point to when we're going forward and trying to improve the entire school district. Because the investment in our schools is investment in our community. It's investment in our students, and for those people among the community who only want to be worried about the bottom line, it's an investment in their property values. I guarantee you the property value has gone up because not just the facilities, but the performance of our schools. And our schools' performance is based on our students, our teachers, our families, and our community. And without one of those groups, we would not be as successful as we are. So thanks has to go to everybody here. I especially want to acknowledge someone who wasn't recognized, because probably a lot of people weren't aware, but Janice Gebhardt was the person who drove the Measure E bond. Who I can't imagine how difficult it is to put together something that takes years just to organize and get all the people needed to wrestle out that vote, to get the funds needed, to get the coordination needed, and to be successful. And as soon as it's successful and people see this, they go, wonderful. But it didn't just happen. It happened because of thousands, countless hours of all of you. And Janice, thank you very much for being the seed that got this started. Thank you very, very much. And I just want to clear the air. I've put a couple of comments, and I just want to make sure everyone understands. No, because someone asked me, I was not here at the first dedication of the original Centerville site. But I appreciate the thought. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening. It's really a privilege and an honor for me to be here for this ribbon cutting. I was working in the district at the time that this bond was passed, and a lot of hard work and dedication went into this from beginning, through all the construction, through the architect drawings, through everything to get us here today. It's beautiful. Everybody should be proud, and I can't wait to see the students at all of the middle schools this year and going forward. So thank you to everyone, all the Fremont voters who supported Measure E. Thank you.
So now that Larry has spent only 5 minutes out of his 18 to 20, I have to fill the rest of it. But I do want to recognize, I know Mr. Gebhardt stood up for 2 volunteer positions, but there's a third one. He's also a former trustee. So overall, we need more volunteers like him to get the next $2 billion and make all of our schools speak and smile like this. So back to CJ.
Thank you to our trustees, and thank you for recognizing additional individuals. Before we move on to the ribbon cutting, I also want to make sure that we take a moment and recognize Roebling Construction, who was key in this project and whose name was not mentioned moments ago. So Roebling, thank you so much for all that you have done to get us to this finish line. And with that, I would like to invite the students back up. And the reason we want the students up is because as I said in the beginning, the school is a place where we collectively can serve our students. And so we think it's fitting that our students are the ones who may cut the ribbon for us this evening. But before we cut the ribbon, we're going to invite our trustees to come and stand behind the students on the stairs or around the ribbon. And Mr. Hillman, please. And then I've been instructed by Laura Forrest, our public information officer, who helped also put this event on. Thank you very much, Laura. That we need to pause. Thank you for the applause for Laura. I've also been instructed that we need to pause for pictures before we cut. So students, if you can come forward and we will get the very small scissors for you.
Smalls right here, guys. Ready? 1, 4.
Are you ready, students? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all very much for being here. That concludes our ceremony this evening. And like incredible volunteers that they are, I know our FAC and CBOC are headed right into a meeting. So thank you very much for your work. Thank you for being here this evening and for getting Centerville this amazing new space. Have a wonderful rest of your night.